What if I told you that you could use AI tools with your customer data, your financial records, any of your sensitive information without introducing undue cyber risk? Well, that's exactly what I'm teaching you today in this video. I've got a free enterprise-grade tool that I'm going to show you how it works, and I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways that you can use it at your job starting tomorrow morning. Real tool, real demo, real results that you can implement immediately. What's up, everybody? It's Gerald Ozier from Simply Cyber Media Group. Let's get ready to activate your superpowers. Now, a quick note before we dive in, this video is sponsored by Protegrity. I'm sharing their tool because it solves a real problem I see across the industry. All right, let's talk about what's actually happening with your data. Let me paint you a picture. You've got a business analyst who needs to analyze customer purchase data. She needs to identify trends and create reports, make recommendations to leadership. Well, the old way, she would spend days, maybe weeks, manually pulling data, building spreadsheets, running pivot tables. Tedious work, very slow work as well. By the time she's done, the insights might not even be valid or valuable anymore, just straight stale. Well, the new way, she exports a CSV from the CRM or the customer relationship management tool, upload it straight into an AI tool and say, analyze sale pattern by region and give me actionable recommendations. Boom, done in minutes, if not seconds. The AI just spits out insights that would have taken her a week to compile. So leadership loves it. Productivity is through the roof. And this is happening at your organization right now, whether you know it or not. And let's just be honest, you're probably using AI in similar ways yourself. But here's what was in that CSV that she just uploaded in my example. Customer names, email addresses, phone numbers, purchase history with payment details, geographic data, demographic information. None of it was protected. See, everyone's talking about AI risks like prompt injection and model poisoning, and those are real for sure, but that's not what you should be keeping you up at night. The real issue is your data loses its protections the moment it's pulled from enterprise systems and handed over to AI workflows. Inside your enterprise systems, that data was protected. It was governed. You had access controls. You had audit logs. You could prove compliance. But the second it got exported for AI analysis, all of that disappeared. And we haven't even talked about what happens next. Let me show you what exactly is at risk here. And remember, this isn't about hackers breaking in, okay? This is about how the system is designed to work. So what are businesses actually doing right now? They're exporting data from protected systems like databases, data warehouses, etc., and they're uploading it directly into AI tools. Whatever tool gets the results. There's a million of them on the market now. And look, I get why it's happening. The results are incredible. You're getting insights in minutes that used to take days. You're making better decisions faster, staying competitive, and probably making the business more money. Everyone else is doing it, so it feels safe, right? Well, here's why it's not. First, you've got data exposure. That sensitive data is now sitting in an AI vendor's system. You uploaded customer PII, and now it's in their environment. Can you prove where it went? Can you prove how it was used? Second, there's no audit trail. When your compliance officer asks, can you show me how this customer data was accessed and protected? The answer is no, you can't. Third, you have compliance violations. GDPR requires you to track data processing. CCPA requires you to be able to delete data on request. HIPAA requires documented controls. You just broke all of that by uploading to an AI tool. Fourth, you have no revocation. That data is out there now. You can't get it back. Even if you delete the chat, you can't prove the data was actually removed from their systems. And knowing how data is, like the new gold, I would assure you deleting the chat is not eliminating the data from their system. Here's the one that really gets me too, shadow AI. Even if you ban these tools, your teams are just gonna use their personal accounts. You've now made the problem even worse because you have zero visibility into what tools are being used with your corporate data. And remember what I said at the beginning? None of this requires a data breach. Nothing malicious has to happen here. The system is working as designed. The AI vendor isn't being malicious. Your employees aren't being reckless by design. but you have no data level controls. So the data can inadvertently leak because there's no protection layer that travels with it. So here's the question. How do we keep the speed and the power of AI analytics without exposing sensitive information? Well, that's what we're going to solve right now. Solving this should be expensive and complicated, right? Enterprise data protection tools cost six figures. They require specialized teams to deploy. They're built for Fortune 100 and Fortune 1000 companies only. Should be, but it's not anymore. That's the best part of this video. Let me tell you about something that just changed the game. Now, Protegrity, who is sponsoring the video, they just released something called AI Developer Edition, and it's completely free, and it's on GitHub. Now, before you think, oh great, another toy, another demo tool, another freemium option, stop. It's not a demo, it's not a toy. This is the exact same protection model that's used in regulated production environments. It's the same technology protecting data at enterprise companies in their AI team and AI enterprise editions, and it's now accessible to individual developers like you. So here's what makes this different. It runs in a Docker container on your laptop. A single developer can deploy it, and it has full Python and Java software development kits or SDKs for integration, and it's enterprise grade. It isn't some like watered down version. What it does is actually really elegant. It maintains enterprise data protection throughout your AI workflow, so your data doesn't lose its protections when it leaves your system. The protection travels with the data. Same analytics use case that we talked about earlier in the video, same speed, same AI insights, but now your data stays protected end to end. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works in a minute. But first, I want to make something really clear about what this tool is and what it's not, because there's always confusion when you talk about adding security. So, let me be crystal clear. This is not replacing traditional security. You still need firewalls, you still need endpoint protection, you still need access controls. This is defense in depth, and every layer matters. You're just adding a data level protection layer to your existing security stack. It's not blocking AI tools. In fact, it's the opposite. It's empowering AI tools with access to more data, but just doing it safely. Like you're enabling AI adoption, not restricting it. And this is not asking your developers to rewrite or re-architect their workflows. This is embedded in the systems and tools they're already using because it's embedded in the data flowing through them. Integration, not disruption. So what it is, though, is data level security that travels with your data, regardless of where it goes or which AI tools consume it. So that's enough setup. Let me show you how this actually works. I've got live demos for all this, and I'm going to walk you through the 5 core capabilities. Pay attention to the order I'm showing because it does matter. So the first thing you need to do is get it, right? Here's how simple that is. You can pull it from GitHub, run it in Docker, and that's literally it. I'm not exaggerating. It's the entire setup process. Now, let me show you what it can do, which is far more interesting. I'm going to walk through 5 capabilities, and I'm ordering these deliberately to show you that Protegrity is about governed access to data, not just scrubbing sensitive fields. So the first capability is data discovery. And this automatically scans your data sets and identifies sensitive data. I'm running it against that same customer data file that we talked about earlier, and you can see what it found: email, phone number, credit card number, social security addresses, everything that's regulated or sensitive. So why does this matter? Because you can't protect what you don't know you have, right? So discovery is your context setting step. You need to know what you're working with before you can apply the right protections. All right, now here's where it gets really interesting. The second capability, and this is a core differentiator, is protecting and unprotecting through tokenization with authorization. Now, I know that sounds like a lot. Tokenization is different from just masking data, and this distinction is very important. When you tokenize data, you're maintaining referential integrity. So what does this mean in practice? An example will help illustrate it far better. Let's say you have a credit card number like 5628394837492923, right? That's a real number. And it gets tokenized to 1234567890987654. Here's the key. The same credit card will always have the same token every single time. So this means an AI model can still link all transactions for that specific card for like fraud analytics or pattern detection. The AI gets the utility it needs, but the sensitivity of the actual credit card number is gone. And here's what makes this governed access. You can unprotect it when you're authorized. The right person, right permissions can convert the token back to the real value when they need it. So you have full control and a complete audit trail, which is awesome. And this is what separates enterprise data protection from just like hiding the data. AI gets the utility and you keep the control, and you can prove governance throughout the entire life cycle. This is the foundation. Now let's add AI-specific protection on top. The third capability are semantic guardrails, and these monitor and control what goes to AI and what comes back. But here's what makes these different from typical guardrails that you may have heard about. These semantic guardrails in this tool are data aware. So they're not like prompt only filters looking for keywords. They actually understand like what the data is. So a simple keyword filter might block the word credit card in a prompt, right? But what if someone types the actual numbers out and has it, with the dashes, without the dashes, without saying it's credit card number, right? A data aware guardrail catches it and stops it because it understands data classification and patterns. And it works in both directions. So outbound blocking sensitive data from leaving in prompts, or inbound filtering sensitive data from AI responses, right? The guardrails understand your data policies, not just the text patterns of them. So that's AI specific relevance layer. Now, sometimes you don't need full tokenization. Sometimes you just need to mask data for human consumption, right? The fourth capability offered by this free tool is masking and redacting. Now, this is different from tokenization, and understanding when to use which does matter. So masking is for real-time consumption filtering, usually for like a human interaction. Again, let me give you an example to help illustrate it. Let's say a customer calls your support line after a fraud alert pings off. The customer service rep does need to validate which credit card the customer is asking about. The rep doesn't need the full number. They just need the last 4 digits to confirm which card the customer is calling in about. So mass data would show like star, 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 2923, like the last 4. Many people have seen this credit card hidden except for the last 4, or with like a bank account. That's masking, right? You're displaying just enough of the data for the human to do their job, but nothing more beyond that. Remember our tokenization example. An AI model analyzing fraud patterns needs the full token because only 4 digits won't be enough for referential integrity. So lots of cards have the same last 4 digits, right? Hopefully that helps illustrate the difference between the two. It's the right level of protection for the right use case. Masking for human display and consumption, tokenization for AI analytics and referential integrity. Now, one more capability, and this one's about acceleration. The fifth capability is synthetic data generation. This completely creates fabricated data that looks and behaves like real data. Look at this. So name, address, email, purchase history, all completely fake, but statistically similar to your real data patterns. So why is this useful? Well, in development and testing environments, it's awesome. Give your developers synthetic data instead of production data. They get realistic test scenarios without any exposure to risk. So here's the complete secure workflow for that analytics use case that we started with. Discover what's sensitive, then tokenize it to maintain utility with protection, apply the guardrails to monitor any AI interactions, and use masking for human display when needed. Generate synthetic data for that dev and test as needed. So same speed as before, same AI insights, but data stays protected end to end. And all of this integrates into your existing workflows through Python or Java SDKs. All right, so you've seen how it works. Now let me tell you how you can actually use this tomorrow, because you might be like, cool tool, Jerry, but like, how do I make it practical for me and my use cases? So let's hook you up. The worst thing I could do really is show you this cool tech and then leave you hanging. So here are 3 different ways that you can use it at work tomorrow. Number 1, safe data sharing. So let's say you need to share data sets with vendors, partners, other teams. For example, don't send them the raw data. De-identify it or anonymize those data sets first through tokenization. They'll get analytics-ready data with full referential integrity for their analysis or whatever they're doing for you, but you keep control of the sensitive elements. So here's your action item. Next time you need to share a data set, tokenize it first. It's just one extra step, but it massively reduces your risk. The next use case you can do, give your developers safe test data. So stop using production data in dev and test environments. Just stop, okay? It's a compliance nightmare. You don't want it, okay? Generate synthetic data that looks and behaves real. Your developers get realistic test scenarios, and you eliminate production data exposure risk entirely. So here's your action item. If you have a test database somewhere in your environment, replace the test database data with synthetic data this week. I'm telling you, the developers don't care. They just want actual data that looks like production so they can make sure that whatever they're making for you is gonna work. The third one you can do is audit, improve compliance. All my GRC people. So let's say you need to show GDPR or HIPAA or CCPA compliance. Tokenization and de-identification give you that audit trail and control that you need. But here's the bonus. De-identified or anonymous data, you can actually de-scope systems for compliance. Sounds pretty good, right? So a tokenized credit card is no longer in scope for PCI DSS. That's the first thing you can do. Your action item, start documenting your data protection and de-scoping strategy for your next audit. CISO's gonna love you for this one. So pick one of these three, start there. You can have it running tomorrow at work, protecting data immediately. So we're coming up on the end here, but before I give you the download link and send you on your way, I want to leave you with a mindset shift, okay? Because it's not just here's a tool, go do it. I want to get you thinking. AI is transforming how we work with data, and that's not going to change. The question is whether your data protection can keep up with it. For too long, data protection has stopped at the enterprise boundary. The moment data leaves your systems, it's lost its protections, and that's an architectural design flaw. And for too long, fixing that required enterprise budget of 6+ figures, specialized team and complex deployments to have a capability like this, it's just not good. It's not real in the way that everyone is using AI today. So here's the real shift I want you to walk away with. This is how security moves from being a blocker to being part of the build. A business enabler, an accelerator. You're not choosing between security and innovation anymore. You're enabling AI adoption at scale because you solved the data protection problem. Think about that. Security isn't saying no to AI. Security is saying yes, and we can prove it's protected. So here's what you do next. 1, download the AI Developer Edition from GitHub. The link is in the description below. 2, pick one of the 3 use cases I walk through. 3, run it locally, okay? Test it with your own data. Number 4, then integrate it into an existing workflow. And 5, scale from there. And remember, this is the same protection model that scales to AI team and enterprise editions as your needs grow. So you're not going to hit a ceiling on this one. Developer Edition lets you build and secure real AI workflows and code. As AI grows to support departmental or broader projects, Protegrity's AI Team Edition extends production natively into shared data platforms from Snowflake and Databricks in the cloud to Oracle and SQL Server on-prem, and with added data privacy and anonymization controls. And when the data and AI span multiple systems and clouds, AI Enterprise Edition helps data, IT, and security leaders enforce consistent policies and meet compliance requirements across architectures. Quick word about Protegrity, since they did make this video possible and the tool itself. They specialize in enabling AI and analytics without exposing data, platform agnostic, so it works with whatever framework, whatever vendor, whatever cloud you are using, and the technology is proven in regulated production environments like banks, healthcare, government. It isn't experimental. They're making enterprise data protection accessible at every scale. Developer Edition is free, and if you grow into needing AI team or enterprise, it's the same protection model. So whether you're a developer building AI features or an architect designing data flows or a CISO just trying to enable some AI safety, this is for you. You can enable AI utility while maintaining data protection end-to-end. Turn security into your competitive advantage instead of a bottleneck. Like I said, link below, download it, try it. Come back. Let me know how it transforms your AI workflows. Drop a comment below on how you could see this being used. Help other people see other use cases. I want to hear about it. Heck, I want to use it myself. All right, that's it for today. If you found it valuable, as always, like and subscribe. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Until the next one, stay secure.